I'm a vegetarian. And you know that I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, yeah. Stress. Let's move on. Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of Side Dish brought to you by On Tonight's Menu. I'm Anushka Goenka, and this is a show where we sit down with brilliant young founders to get a taste of the bold, exciting companies they're building. Today's guest is someone I'm genuinely very excited about. He's built one of the most respected trading education communities in the country, helping thousands of traders understand markets better, avoid common traps, and build real confidence in their strategies. But that's only one part of his story. Since then, he's gone on to build something even more ambitious. A goal-based planning and mutual fund distribution firm that's tackling one of India's biggest gaps, the gap between knowing about investing and actually investing. So please welcome Pranav VK, founder of the Intraday Expert and Clever Turtle LLP. Here's what's on today's menu. We'll start with your journey from engineering to trading to building TIE and how that eventually led you to Clever Turtle. We're then going to do our special segment,
Hot takes over hot sauce.
Hot takes over hot sauce, 5 sauces, rising spice, rising honesty. We'll follow that up with 2 truths and a scam. And finally, we'll wrap up with some advice for new traders, new investors, and new founders. So if you're hungry to dive in, let's get started. Pranav, let's dive into the main course now. And let's get started from the very beginning. So you studied engineering, right? And at what point did trading enter your life? And when did it shift from curiosity to something you took seriously and wanted to build?
See, basically, I did my engineering from RV College of Engineering, Bangalore. I did it in electronics and communication. So I was very passionate about cars and electronics at the same time. So eventually, once I got a placement in Robert Bosch, after that, 6 months down the lane, I realized this is not for me. So then I started exploring different things, and my colleagues had already kind of pushed me, you have to explore what the stock market is, and you should start investing in these stocks and all of that. And they actually forced me to invest in, Infosys and all these top companies. So that's the first instance where I got, into the stock market. But eventually I saw that, once I enter into a stock, like the prices are moving throughout the day. So I was like, people definitely must be taking advantage of this. Why would they want to wait the entire year or 2-3 years to make profits? So then I realized there's something called as intraday. So then I got very curious, started doing it. So after that, the first 1 year, I lost a lot of money, but in fact, I couldn't literally stop myself from trading. So it's almost like a drug addiction, because you're like, okay, if I had done just this one thing properly, then I would have made a profit. But it's not that easy. So that's how I got very curious and got into the markets.
So you often talk about learning through trial and error. What was one early mistake that completely changed the way you approached things?
When I was trading, when I started in 2018, that is when I started trading, there was not really this, YouTube channels filled with a lot of trading knowledge and all of that. All of that has happened in the last few years only. So when that was happening, there was a lot of books, but I was not a guy who would read a lot of books at that point of time. So I would directly dive in, try something, and then see if it's working out or not. And another bad habit that I had is not documenting whenever it went wrong or right. So one of the biggest mistakes that I did during that time is with trial and error, not documenting.
When it comes to the Intraday Expert, you started teaching others about this gap that you saw in the trading community. What made you feel like that could be solved, and how would TIE help people solve that?
So what I started seeing is, when I started struggling with trading, then I started looking out for courses and mentorship and all of that. I even enrolled for a few of them. But what really happened is they just gave you strategies. The hard reality is that there are so many layers to trading. The first most important part of trading is your psychology. The second thing is your risk management. The third thing is your strategy. Okay. And the one thing that keeps all these 3 things together is your documentation. So if you don't document all of these 3 things, then you don't know what is happening, right? So we could offer this as part of TIE, because when it comes to psychology, right, it's not something I can teach you on a 1 hour session.
Mhm.
So we do have like a 6 months program wherein we are introducing you to the markets with a smaller capital. You're doing, even though I'm giving you the strategy, you're also going through the trial and error, because each person trades in a different way. And we help you track the data. In fact, I've built this software called as Track to Profit from scratch, wherein all this documentation happens automatically. Along with that, when it comes to risk management, my team is there. So every time a person takes 30 trades, then we are actually kind of looking at what has actually happened and then guiding them what to be done next. So that's how we are, fixing that gap between what is already there in the market and what we are doing.
Super cool. So while TIE is teaching people how to think about investing, Clever Turtle, on the other hand, is teaching people how to think about money, right? So at what point did you realize India didn't just need that training and education about trading, but also it needed accessible, trustworthy, growth-based planning?
This kind of learning came from a lot of effort from my end. So whenever I had to enroll somebody for TIE, I have like a 1.5 hour consultation call trying to understand their finances and if trading is really for them or not. Now, let me give you a simple example. If you look at the financial pyramid, right, the base is your emergency funds. On top of that comes your health and term insurance. On top of that comes your mutual funds for your short term, medium term, long term goals. And then you have real estate. And on top of that, then you have crypto trading and all of that. So that should be your priority. But when I had these conversations, I definitely got a lot of patterns of people, a lot of insights. And what I realized is 99% of these 2000 people did not have the base of the pyramid, and they were directly looking at trading as their source of income, which is not the right thing to do.
Mhm.
Because when you are trading with money that you cannot afford to lose, your psyche is gone, right? You're always like, I can't lose even a single rupee from this. But that is not the way you should be thinking about trading, right? So when I did these calls, I found this major gap in not having mutual funds and all of that. So as part of Clever Turtle, we do this wealth management and also guide our clients, right? So as a mutual fund distributor, what we do is we have a consultation call and we guide them how to build their emergency funds, how to get their insurances in place and mutual funds. And not just guide them, we also execute it for them, which means every 6 months once we review their portfolios, yearly we do a review call, and everything is taken care by us. So, and the best part is they don't pay us anything upfront, because
Okay.
as a mutual fund distributor, you get commissions directly from the AMC, and this commission can range anywhere between 0.3 to 0.7% for the overall AUM, that is the asset under management.
Super cool. And today, Clever Turtle has crossed 11 crores in AUM in just 12 months,
Yeah.
with over 120 clients. And y'all are doing some fantastic inclusion work for women and daily wage earners. So, what's the larger vision for Clever Turtle, and what role do you want it to play in India's investing landscape going forward?
Okay, so the main reason for me to even pursue TIE or Clever Turtle is because of my family background and how they have dealt with finances. To give you like perspective, my great grandfather, one of the roads in Bangalore is named after him. That's how wealthy the family was.
Wow.
But down the generations, they have not had the kind of financial education that they should have had, because of which they've lost a lot of money. In fact, many of the families going into debt down the chain, right? So when you look at it, even my father did not get the education that he had. He had like super high debt with high interest rates and all of that. So if people who had money got into such a state, then imagine this situation of people who don't have money, right? So that is why I decided that, okay, this is something that I want to pursue and learn and also share it with other people. So my biggest goal, not for Clever Turtle or just I, for me, is to make India the most financially educated country in the world. Now, will that happen in my lifetime? I do not know. How do I do that? I do not know, but I'm in the pursuit of that, and I love doing this.
Super cool. I think if we have more people like you, it'll definitely be achievable.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to your role as a founder and everything you've built so far, what is, according to you, the toughest challenge you've faced so far?
Earning more than you spend, right? So most founders run behind revenues, valuations, and all of those things. But what is really important is profitability. And at one point, if you're just having very high revenue and there is no profit in the business, then it's going to die one day. So even if the revenue is half of what you're doing, but if you're profitable, then you're going to live longer. And what is the goal of a business? The goal of a business is to stay in business. And for that, profit is the key. So being profitable in your business is the most important thing and the biggest challenge for founders today.
It's now time for my favorite segment, hot takes over hot sauce.
Hot takes over hot sauce.
Pranav, let's get started with.
I'm more scared about the sauce than the questions, honestly, at this point.
You should be.
Okay, which is the least spicy?
I think this one is. To be fair, we haven't tested these out, so Pranav is going to be our guinea pig.
Okay, which is the spiciest?
This one.
Let's start with that.
You want to start with the spiciest one?
Yeah, let's finish it off.
Okay.
Okay.
How is it? Okay.
It's slowly kicking in.
So Pranav, what's one hot take you have about the Indian fintech/wealth space that most people won't agree with?
What is that? Can you come again?
What's one hot take you have about the Indian fintech or wealth space that most people won't agree with?
One hot take. One thing is that most people are trying to push people into trading, including the stockbrokers, banks, but the thing is, not everybody can actually benefit from it until and unless they know what they're getting into. And considering the Indian population and the money that people hold, the majority of the population, the middle class, I feel that more often than not, they're not in the right place or they do not have the right amount of money to get into trading. So I think that is something that could be controversial.
And how are you doing spice-wise?
Anymore, and I might need supplements too.
Got it. So that was the spicy level 5. We'll now move on to the very spicy hot sauce.
Kanta bomb, made from Kantari chilies. Let's go with the question fast.
Okay. If you had to predict, what's the future of trading education in India over the next 5 years?
Majority of the trading is moving towards algos, and with the advent of AI, a lot of people want to just put money into algos and make money, but that's not the truth. You just put into algos and it doesn't make money. Building an algo takes a lot of time, and people who really have some really good algos don't trade with smaller capital. So trading education is very, very essential, not because they should get into trading, but staying aware about it and then choosing and making a wise decision whether it's the right thing for them or not.
We'll now move on to level 3, which is just the spicy level. I think this
How
one.
many more sauces should I try?
We have 2 more after this.
Okay. Can I have water?
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
What's the biggest mistake you made early on in your trading journey, and what did it teach you?
The biggest mistake I did early on in my trading journey is whatever I saved across 1 year, I put all of that money into a single trade and lost all of it.
Got it. We'll now move on to level 2, which is the Tabasco brand sriracha.
This looks more like tomato ketchup, so gives me some hope. This is fine.
What's one thing that beginners focus too much on that doesn't actually matter?
Strategy. They always focus on which strategy, which indicator, when to buy, when to sell. But what they should be really focusing on is process and learning what goes behind these indicators, what goes behind these strategies.
Got it. We'll now move on to the mildest hot sauce.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one now.
Yeah, this had sweet in its description. I wouldn't even call this hot sauce. This is not sponsored, by the way.
This is sweet.
Good. Okay. What's one trading myth you wish people would stop believing?
That they can make trading a consistent source of income. When I say consistent, that they can make, let's say they decide that, okay, I have 10 lakh rupees and I'm going to make like 50,000 rupees a month, every single month, once I've learned a skill or a strategy. That never happens. You're making 50,000 one day, 1 month. In the other month, you might be at minus 5%, losing 50,000. There's a lot of ups and downs. And the only way you can be profitable over the long term is by having an edge. By edge, I mean your probability of profit as well as your risk management both have the right kind of combination.
So we'll now move on to the next segment called Two Truths in a Scam. Pranav, you will give me 3 statements, 2 of which are true and 1 is a lie. I need to guess which one is true and which one is false.
This is interesting. Let me think. Okay, so the first one is, I have done 5 Himalayan treks. I have done scuba diving in both Andaman and Lakshadweep.
Okay.
I have done fishing.
Okay.
And I also bought my property at the age of 23. This is the first statement. So the second statement is, I love fishes, not for eating, but as a pet, aquariums. That's the second statement. And the third statement is, I cook chicken really well.
The first one was too specific to be a lie, unless that's what you're trying to do.
The 3 statements are in such a way that you actually know the answer very, very well. And it's connected with On Tonight's Menu.
Okay. You like fishing. Okay, we're going to assume the first one is the truth because it's too specific. You've gone trekking 5 times, you've done scuba diving in 2 places, and you've gone fishing. It connects.
Maybe.
You sound like an adventurous person, and based off your Instagram, I think you are. The second one, you like fish in aquariums, right? That was the second statement. Yeah, I think that checks with the first one. I don't know what anything has to do with On Tonight's Menu. Maybe I'm stupid, but I think the third one is a lie.
Yeah, you're right.
My God, mind games. Okay. Yeah. That's okay. We'll cut this part out. Oh my God.
I'm a vegetarian. And you know that I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, yeah.
You should not cut this part. You should not cut this part with you like this.
Stress. Let's move on. So, Pranav, this was a pleasure. Thank you for sharing your journey and your insights with us. This was Side Dish, where we spotlight stories, lessons, and honest conversations with brilliant young founders and the bold, exciting companies they're building. If you'd like to reach out to Pranav or learn more about his work, you can contact him directly at his email. And if you want to be featured on a future episode of Side Dish, just send us a note at ontonightsmenuindia@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. See you next time. Stay hungry.